All right.
Use Sharon.
I'm going to war.
204.
Not with this hand, though. I got it. I got it. I got it.
Dr. H has got it. Tens. Nikos calls. Dr. H raises.
I want to give Dr. H, I check to you and I give you action. Hey, this is your tip, pre-tip.
We are playing 50, 100, 200 at Hustler Casino live. Nikos announces, I'm going to war. And limps, the nice 7 of clubs, under the gun +2. Dr. H in the hijack seat with pocket 10s bumps up to $700. Which is fine, which is good. But I think in a loose, splashy, battly game, like every game that happens at Hustler Casino Live, you probably just want to make it a little bit bigger with your best value hands, which will be most of the hands he's raising in this scenario from the hijack seat, to something like $1,000, maybe even $1,200, because players like Nikos, who are ready for war, they're not limping and then trying to fold much of anything. They're going to call, they're going to see the flop, and that's great for you with pocket 10s because you're going to be way ahead of that limping and then calling range. That said, he makes it $700, folds around to Nikos, he calls. Let's head to the flop.
Thank you.
I check. Look at that.
Blind check here from Nikos. He's walking away. Oh, you got to be kidding me. Oh, you got to be kidding me.
Flop comes 10 of hearts, 7 of hearts, 7 of diamonds, giving Nikos trips and Dr. H a full house. Nikos had checked in the dark, and then Dr. H snap checks behind. Now, normally, when you flop a full house against one player, slow playing is a very viable option. However, if you consider the range that most people limp and then call with from early position who are ready for war, they're going to have a whole lot of medium cards. And any medium cards are going to have some sort of draw on this 10-7-7 board. So I think this is a spot where Dr. H should bet small. Also, the nice thing about a small bet of, say, $400 or $500 into the $1,800 pot is that maybe Nikos wasn't kidding. Maybe he is ready for war, and he's going to put in a check raise with all sorts of junk, like Queen Jack of spades, for example. So if he's going to be check raising all sorts of junk, if you bet, well, then you definitely want to bet because you really want to get all of your $18,000 into the pot. And when you let it go check, check, there's now one fewer betting round for you to get the money in with. So I think Dr. H probably should have bet the flop in general. I realize a lot of people would say, oh, you're being results oriented. The guy has trips. A very important skill of good, strong poker players is they are not result oriented. And you got to realize limp calling range is going to be a lot of medium strength cards or over cards. And if you bet small, people who are ready for war are not folding. Let's head to the turn.
What?
Do you know your card?
700.
700.
For the 7.
Nikos, with his trips on the ace of spades turn, fires out $700. And before Dr. H can do anything, Nikos turns over his hand. He shows Dr. H, I have 3 of a kind. Okay, knowing that, what would you do in Dr. H's shoes with your full house? Would you call and slow play? Would you raise small to $1,500? Would you raise medium to $2,000? Let's say $3,000, that's better. Would you raise medium to $3,000? Or would you rip it all in? Take a second, think about it, and let me know what you would do in the comments section down below with your full house. And while you're there, if you enjoy having full houses, click the like and subscribe button, please. Look, I realize this scenario basically never comes up, but here it is, and you have to figure out what to do. Logically thinking, if you raise, and you know your opponent has a really good hand because he literally just showed it to you, he should fold, right? Because it would be insane to try to make someone fold 3 of a kind. So therefore, raising doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I think the only viable option in this situation is to simply call and force Nikos to stay in the pot. That said, if Nikos really is crazy and really is insane, he might not fold to your raise. He might not get the memo that I'm not really expecting most people to fold out 3 of a kind in this spot. So if I raise, therefore I must have a very, very good hand that can beat 3 of a kind. So we have a bit of a weird leveling war here. Probably why I don't want to turn up your cards to begin with. Look, I would have called in Dr. H's shoes, but who knows what he's gonna do? He looks like he's ready to raise.
What are you talking about? I raise.
Okay. Wow, you got pocket aces?
I don't know. Oh, you show me.
Oh, he saw.
What are you doing?
Raise to 3,000.
The action is super fast in this scenario, but without giving it a whole lot of thought, Dr. H makes it $3,000. Slow it down here. Slow it down here. What should Nikos do at this point? The answer is fold. Let's see what he does.
Nikos is actually going to play this hand in the weirdest way
He's got
possible.
pocket aces. He saw that hand.
He's going to play this hand in the weirdest...
All in.
What?
You got aces. You got aces.
What the heck is going on here? What has just happened? I thought Nikos was going to save himself because he showed Dr. H what he had. And Dr. H still raised.
No, twice.
No, once you win.
Nikos gave it about half of a second of thought and ripped it all in for about $20,000 total. Dr. H obviously called. Let's see if Nikos can spike and ruin Dr. H's day. And then, let's talk about the strategy in this scenario.
Twice.
Yeah, once. He's got aces. Why are you going to rub it in my face twice?
A7.
Yeah.
Time.
A7.
All right, let's go one time.
Yeah, just one time, man. No twice. You win.
I don't understand
You
what
get
just
smashed
happened
all
here.
day. I can lose 20,000. I don't care. Yeah.
Oh, give Nikos a 7. Give Nikos a 7.
He probably got pocket
Put a
aces.
7
I don't
out
care.
there.
He wins. Good for him.
He may just be quads.
God. Oh my God. Quads. Go ahead, man. He wins.
All right, let me see.
I don't
What just
care.
happened?
I did that. He got me.
That's investigation, man. Serio.
9.
That was the most bizarre hand
Oh my God.
I think I've ever commentated on.
It's okay.
I genuinely thought when Nikos said I'm you action and the flop came out 10-7-7, I was like, wow, Nikos is going to go
I
broke.
called the 7, and I got it, and I'm going in. It's that simple.
And then Nikos showed him the hand, and Dr. H still raised, and I thought that was going to save Nikos. So I was like, well, you just showed him your hand, and Dr. H was like, yeah, cool, I'm still raising. And I thought that would save Nikos. But no, Nikos decided, I'm going to go all in anyway.
No. He told me. I didn't see the card. But he told me I got 7. So I already ready to raise him. And then he said...
Didn't see him so much. So,
Nikos does not get rewarded for his play. Dr. H scoops a gigantic pot. And what I want to focus on before we leave, don't leave yet. I want to focus on the idea that Nikos had when he said something along the lines of, I'm always going to lose 20K with 3 of a kind. And you probably are always going to lose 20K with 3 of a kind. The problem, though, is that as he played it this way, he got his money in drawing basically dead in a spot where he actually should have lost no money. He made the blunder of turning his cards face up, got raised, and should have just folded. He should have lost $1,400 in this hand, which would be a humongous success, obviously. Instead, he got stacked for the 20K. And he played it in a manner such that he only gets the money in when he is dead. Because whenever he shoves it all in for the 18K or whatever it was on the turn, what is going to call you? Well, obviously, only hands that beat you. So that allows Dr. H to play 100% perfectly. And that's a disaster. Anytime your opponent knows exactly what to do, you are going to get crushed. And as played, Nikos actually had the opportunity to get off the hook and lose relatively little. But instead, this time, he got stacked. I'll talk to you next time.